Hello, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So, Scorpio, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So, with all that being said, Scorpio, let's get started. How does Scorpio currently view this relationship? All right, Scorpio, let's see what's going on. So, we do have the World, we do have the Four of Cups, and then we also have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ace of Wands. I feel like you're like this close when it comes down to giving up on something that you invested a lot of time and energy towards. So this could be referring to like possibly like a marriage, maybe even a relationship or a friendship. This could also have a lot to do with, you know, a company, for example, that you've been working for quite some time now. But whatever this thing is that you invested a lot of time and energy towards, it's just not making you happy like it once upon a time did, is basically what I'm gathering. It's not fulfilling you anymore. It's not feeding your soul anymore, is basically what I'm gathering. And like I said, there is an energy of you just kind of wanting to throw your hands up and just simply give up. But I feel like that's like a very hard thing for you to do because you invested, right, so much time and energy. You want it to essentially count for something. I do want to look at the Four of Cups before we look at your person and their energy. I'm going to use a different tarot deck that has the cards in the upright as well as in the reverse. Okay. Tell me more about the Four of Cups for Scorpio. So we do have the Three of Pentacles. We do have the, Empress. And then we also have the Magician. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Chariot. Yeah, for a lot of you, this has a lot to do with a relationship you invested a lot of time and energy towards. The person that sits in the Chariot is the Emperor, and you are showing up as an Empress regardless of everybody's gender involved, because we don't read gender. We only read energy, okay? So just keep that in mind. But yeah, it just kind of looks like once upon a time, you know, this person, you know, made you happy. Once upon a time, you know, this relationship was extremely, you know, fulfilling to you. Once upon a time, you looked at this person, your relationship with this person as something that was, you know, something that was essentially worth your time and your energy and your investment. But that's starting to drastically change. It's like you look at this person, your relationship with this person, as something that's just wasting your time. But even though you feel like it's wasting your time, you still don't want to give up on this person, your relationship with this person, just, you know, walk away. And it has a lot to do with the time that you invested into this person, your relationship with them. Okay, let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship with Scorpio? Okay, so we do have the Hierophant, we do have the Page of Wands, we also have the Knight of Swords out here at the bottom of the deck. We do have the Six of Pentacles, and then we also have the Page of Swords. Okay. In regards to how this person is currently viewing this relationship, you know what's interesting is that I do feel like you and this person have been going through a lot as of lately. And I feel like this person has been, concealing that from a lot of people. Like when, you know, people ask like them, like, hey, so how are you and Scorpio doing? Yo, we're good, we're great, everything's good with us. Like, even though it's not. And who knows, maybe they just don't want like people all up in their business. But I do feel like people do ask them about you and how are things between the two of you. I am definitely getting that. And their typical response is, oh yeah, we're good, everything's good with us, everything's good, everything's great. But it doesn't appear to be good and or great. And like I said, maybe it's just because they just don't want, you know, people in, you know, you guys' business. That's definitely a possibility. It's definitely a possibility, but I do feel like they get asked a lot by either one person in particular or like a few people, like, hey, so how's, you know, you and Scorpio doing? I haven't seen them in a while. I haven't spoken to them in a while. How are they doing? They're good? They're good? You guys are good? Okay, great. You know, like, I am getting that. I'm going to ask one more time, how do they currently view their relationship with you? How does this person currently view this relationship with Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? Okay, so we have the Judgment card, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and then we also have the Sun out here. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Wands to the Eight of Wands, and then we also have the Chariot, and then we also have the Five of Cups. Oh man, what the High Priestess, to the Three of Swords, to the Nine of Wands. Okay, so this is somebody who's obviously consciously aware, okay, that you're not entirely happy with them or within your relationship with them. And it has a lot to do with the things that this person has essentially put you through, which is something that this person's consciously aware of. Like, this person's aware that they put you through a lot. They're aware that they disappointed you many, many times. Like, they're aware. And they understand too that their actions and their behavior and the stuff that they've essentially put you through has definitely taken a massive toll on you, as well as the relationship that you guys share with one another. It just kind of looks like all they want, though, is for the two of you to move past it. And just be good. And just be good. That's all this person wants. Nothing more, nothing less. But that's the problem, right? Is that as much as they want things to be good / great between the two of you, they do kind of like look at you, you know, as somebody who is still hurting over certain things that they've essentially put you through. They still view you as somebody who's still being affected by the things that they've essentially put you through. So as much as they want to leave the past in the past, they know that it does kind of require you to do the exact same thing. So that's like the biggest challenge that they essentially face within their relationship with you. Now, before I continue, let me put my phone on a charger 1 second. Okay, we're back. So yeah, let's look at you. And see how you're currently feeling about this relationship. All right. How does Scorpio currently feel about this relationship? All right, Scorpio. So we do have the Queen of Swords. We also have the Nine of Swords. And then we also have the Lovers out here. Okay. In regards to how you're currently feeling, you know, a lot of you feel like you're dealing with somebody who just simply doesn't, you know, care, you know, about you. And, you know, here's why. I think that you've definitely shared with this person things that you've experienced in, you know, prior relationships and, you know, things that people have essentially put you through and how you don't want to go through it again. And, you know, the fact that this person put you through similar things other people have essentially put you through does kind of have you feeling like, you know what, this person doesn't care about me. Because if they did care about me, they wouldn't put me through what this person put me through. And they wouldn't put me through that. And they wouldn't put me through this. Like, so yeah, this relationship, you know, does have you essentially feeling like you're with somebody who just doesn't care enough about you to avoid, you know, putting you through things that you've either already went through or just new things in general is basically what I'm gathering. Okay. So not only do you feel like this relationship is wasting your time, you also feel like you're with somebody who really doesn't care about you, because in your head, like, your whole thing is, well, if they care about me, if they love me, they wouldn't put me through this. They wouldn't put me through that. Especially because it does appear to me that you've shared with this person certain things that you've been through in prior relationships. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Okay. We have the Nine of Wands. We have the Three of Swords. We also have the Ace of Swords. Okay. And then we also have the Tower. This person, again, does, you know, because I am getting that. I mean, it keeps showing up time and time again. I mean, this is somebody who clearly knows that they've, you know, put you through some things. You know, it's something that this person is definitely consciously aware of. And they know that the reason why you guys go through the things that you go through and the reason why you feel the way that you feel has a lot to do with them and things that they've, you know, essentially put you through, which could be similar things that other people have essentially put you through, because I am definitely getting that this person may have put you through similar things that other people have put you through. But anyways, this is somebody who understands fully that the reason why you feel the way that you feel, the reason why you are the way you are, has a lot to do with things that they've personally sent you, you know, essentially put you through. But their whole thing is that they essentially feel like if you were to just find it in your heart to just forgive them, right? And leave the past in the past, you know, they feel like you would be a lot more happier. They feel like the two of you would be a lot more happier. They feel like this relationship, you know, could definitely start to essentially head in the right direction. But that's the thing, is that as much as they want you to find it in your heart to forgive them, they can't force you to forgive them. As much as they want you to just make peace with the past. They just can't force you to, you know, as much as they want you to just forget about everything that they've essentially put you through. They can't force you to do that. But they genuinely do feel like if you were to just find it in your heart, you know what I mean, to like forgive them, and just make peace with the past, you know what I mean? This person feels like, you know, this relationship, you know, definitely does, you know, have a fighting chance. But this person feels like if you just continue to remain in this energy of like, I guess like holding certain things that they have essentially put you through in the past over their head, they feel like the two of you are never gonna like get anywhere. You know, like they feel like the two of you are never gonna really experience like that progress that, you know, they want the two of you to essentially experience within this marriage that you guys share with one another and a relationship that you guys share with one another. Okay. Okay. Let's jump back over to you. What actions will Scorpio take towards this person or moving forward? Okay, so we have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Justice card. Okay. We also have the Judgment card. And then we also have the Knight of Cups. The bottom of the deck, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. We do have the Magician. And then we also have the Ten of Wands out here. So in regards to how you plan on moving forward, the reality of the situation is that you want to continue to essentially remain with this person. Hence why I do see you deciding to continue to, like, you know, be with this person and continue to focus on your relationship with them and building towards the life that you've always wanted with them. But we do have the Ten of Wands out here. So that's kind of telling me that you're still carrying this stuff that this person has put you through. You're still kind of carrying it around with you. Is basically what I'm gathering. And I feel like that's what makes this relationship so hard and challenging for you, is because, for one, it's impossible, right, for you to forget about the stuff that they've essentially put you through and how it hurt you and how it affected you and how it still hurts you and how it still affects you. Can't forget about that. You can't forget about that, because I feel like you're reminded, you know, almost every day, like everything that this person has essentially put you through. So you can't really forget, you know, about the stuff that they essentially put you through, which makes this journey for you very challenging and, you know, very difficult. Because trust was broken to a certain extent, you tend to find yourself fearing that they're going to turn around and do it again. They're going to turn around and do it again. They're going to turn around and do it again, which robs you of your peace of mind, because you constantly find yourself, you know, worried and concerned that they're going to turn around and do it again. And then I'm also getting that you tend to kind of like wonder, like, okay, like if this person would put me through this and this, oh, and this too, what else are they going to put me through next, right? So here you are carrying all these things with you while trying to make this marriage work and make this relationship work. And it's like the more you try to make this marriage work or this relationship work, the harder it becomes for you, because you're walking around with all of this stuff. And that's the thing, is that you don't know how to forget. You don't know how to like get rid of this fear that you have now, that they basically installed within you, because you didn't expect them to put you through this, but they did. And you didn't expect them to put you through that, but they did. So it's like, now you're just like, now what? Now what are you going to put me through next? You know what I mean? So, you know, then there's that, you know. And when it comes down to like forgiveness, I think it's hard for you to forgive this person for everything that they put you through, because of the toll, honestly, that it took on you. You know, it took a massive, you know, toll on you mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. And I think that it's super hard, you know, for you to just, you know, turn around and just forgive this person because of all of the pain and suffering, you know, they brought into your life. So there is definitely a lack of, you know, forgiveness here, I would say, you know, on your part. And I mean, it makes sense as to why, you know, I mean, after everything that they put you through and it affected you the way that it affected you, it's not easy for you to turn around and be like, I forgive you, you know, for messing with my head. I forgive you for lying to me a million. And, you know, all of these things are very hard for you to do, rightfully so. Rightfully so. But moving forward, nonetheless, I do see you continuing to remain with this person. I do see you continuing to try to make this relationship work. I do. I see you trying. I see you trying. I see you trying. I see you trying. But this relationship between you and this person is never going to truly make you happy or put your mind at peace until you either forgive them for everything that they have essentially put you through, or leave them. That's the only way that I see you really being happy and having peace, is if you honestly, just find it in your heart to forgive them. And from the looks of it, you've been dealing with this person and this energy for quite some time now. It's Seven of Pentacles. It takes time to get to the Seven of Pentacles, okay? So that's kind of telling me that you haven't been going through this for like a day or two. Like, we're talking about months, possibly even years. So the only way that I see you having the happiness and the peace of mind that you truly want and desire is if you forgive them or leave them. Basically. And leaving them is something that you definitely don't want to do, because from the looks of it, it's something that you don't want to do. It's something that you don't want to do. I want to see something really quickly here before I say what I want to say. What actions will this person take towards Scorpio or moving forward? Okay. We have the Queen of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups. We also have the Three of Wands with the Six of Pentacles to the Page of Swords. And then we also have the Ten of Cups. Here's the, that's why I wanted to kind of look at this person, just to see. Okay, so here's the thing. Let me break this energy down really quickly here. So, moving forward, I do see this person trying to make you happy. I do see this person trying to, make this relationship right. I see this person trying, and I will definitely give them that. They're trying. They're trying to get back into your good graces. They're trying to earn your trust. They're trying. I will give this human being that. Do I believe that this person is genuinely sorry for all the pain that they essentially caused you? Absolutely. And like I said, I just kind of feel like this person just wants things to be good between the two of you. If this person can travel back into time, honey, and undo all of the pain that they essentially caused you, they would basically do it in a heartbeat. But we all know that we cannot go back into time and undo absolutely anything. The only thing that we can do is focus on the now, and that's exactly what I see this person doing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. You're dealing with a very imperfect person, Scorpio. So this person, I'm not going to sit here and say that this person's never going to disappoint you again. I'm not going to sit here and say that they're never going to let you down again. I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm not going to sit here and say that this person's never going to piss you off again. I'm not going to say that, okay? I'm not going to say that. Because that in itself is just unrealistic to even say something like that, okay? You are dealing with an imperfect, human being. Now, here's the thing. Do I see this person in the future doing something to like dry hump your last nerve and piss you off and disappoint you? Yes, I do. I definitely do. Is it going to be over anything like severe, like, like cheating, or like flirting with another woman or flirting with another man? No. It's not going to be any of those things. It's going to be other little things, you know what I mean, that this person's going to do to like piss you off and, disappoint you. It could be as simple as you needing this person, to be by your side because you're going through a rough time, but they can't, you know what I mean? Because they gotta go to work, and then you're left, extremely disappointed. How could you do this? I'm going through a lot. Like, just call off of work, be there for me. Like, I'm there for you. But they're just like, I would love to, but I can't, but I gotta go to work. You know what I mean? Leaving you upset, leaving you disappointed. Like things like that is kind of what I'm getting. Nothing major, nothing major, nothing major, nothing like cheating or like infidelity or any of those things, because I'm definitely not getting that for this dynamic here. So with that being said, the thing what I'm noticing is that every time, right, this person does something to hurt you and disappoint you, it's like you, God, how do I explain what you do? It's like you file it and store it somewhere in the back of your brain. You know what I mean? And then they do something else to hurt you and disappoint you, and then you file it and then you store it in the back of your brain, and then it just it continues and it continues and it continues. It's kind of what I'm getting. It's like you never, it appears to me that when this person does do something to hurt you and disappoint you, it's not like you sit there and be like, you know what? I forgive you. I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you, and just let it go. What you do is you file it, you store it in the back of your brain, and you're just like, all right, let's just move past it, because, I'm not trying to leave you. I'm not ready to walk away from this. So let's just move past it. Let's move past it. And then boom, they do something else to like disappoint you. You file it, you store it in the back of your brain. And I feel like from time to time, it's like, your brain kind of like reminds you like, oh, by the way, here's like the file from December 15th, just thought I'd let you know it's back here just in case you forgot about this file. And here's the file from, November 1st, just in case you forgot about it. Like, I feel like that's what tends to happen. It's like you tend to store everything that this person puts you through. It is just, you're just storing it and storing it and storing it and storing it and storing it. To the point where that storage is about to get very full. It's about to get very, very full. And I feel like when it does, because it will, you're going to run out of storage. It is what it is. When it does run out of storage, because it will run out of storage, that's kind of when I see you kind of at that point, Scorpio, where you're just like, you know what? It's time. It's time to walk away from this. It's time to let this go. And I do see you letting it go at some point. I do see you letting this go. Now, are they going to put up the only damn fight? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But the thing is that it doesn't really matter if this person puts up a fight or not, even though I do see them doing that, because they look at you like, you're the love of their life. You know what I mean? I understand that you might, you may disagree on that, because, your whole thing is, well, if I'm the love of their life, why did they put me through this? And nobody can argue with you on that. I can only tell you what I see. Okay. So even though I do see them fighting for this, I feel like it's going to be one of those things where it's like, it's not going to really matter what they say and or do, because in your head, the bad is going to outweigh the good. The bad is going to outweigh the good. It's going to outweigh the good. And when it does, going back is not going to be an option in your mind. It's not going to be an option in your mind, because you're not going to have a single reason to go back. Because the only thing that you have stored in your brain is, they put me through this, they put me through that, and they put me through this, and they put me through that, and they also put me through this, and they also put me through that. We're not really getting, oh, like there was that one time where like they were really there for me when I really, really needed them, and I really do appreciate them for that. God, I guess the best way, you might even have like Aquarius or Gemini or Libra within your chart, but anyways, it's like you're deleting all of the good moments that you had with this person, all the good things that this person has done for you, so that way you can make room for all the bad that this person has essentially put you through. You see what I mean? Because you're storing every bad like event that ever took place in this marriage and a relationship in the back of your brain, and you just keep storing it and storing it and storing it and storing it and storing it. And it's like, once it starts to get full, it's like you start deleting all the good memories and all the good moments and when they were there for you and things of that nature, to the point where when you look at this human being, all you're going to see is a man that hurt you or a woman that hurt you. Nothing more and nothing less. Now, I feel like the reason why you're still sticking around is because in the back of your brain, right? In the back of your brain, you have a lot of negative stuff stored when it comes down to the things that this one over here has essentially put you through. And when you look at them, I feel like you do tend to think about the stuff that they put you through. but you're still thinking about, okay, well, I remember that one time that they were there for me, and I really do appreciate that. And oh, I remember, you know, when we first met and how amazing that was, and blah, 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 blah. But it's like, the more they, you know, disappoint you and let you down, the more you start to like store, you know, more negative shit, you know, that this person is like putting you through. You see what I mean? To the point where you're not going to have room to store anything amazing or lovely about this person. All you're going to see when you look at this individual, all you're going to see is all the bad shit they put you through, and how it hurt you, and how it affected you, and how it changed you, and how it's not fair, and how you didn't deserve it. And, you know, they shouldn't have done this to you. They shouldn't have done that to you. But if they loved me, they wouldn't have done this. And by the time you reach this point, there will be no going back. Once you've stored everything that you could possibly store in your brain, and in regards to like nothing but negativity, you know what I mean? You're not going to have the desire to stay. You're just going to go. You're just going to go, because mentally, you're still, technically speaking, here mentally. If I show you, mentally, you're still here. But once you start storing even more negative stuff, and more and more and more, it's like you're going to check out mentally. And we all know when a person checks out emotionally and mentally, the next thing to do is leave physically. And that's why you're getting the full in your energy, is because it'll get to that point. Now, all of this could be avoided, of course, if you find in your heart, you know, to forgive this person and things of that nature. But I'll be honest, it is very hard for you to forgive this person from the looks of it. It is very hard for you to essentially forgive this person. And it's also even harder to forget. It's also even harder to essentially forget, you know? So then there's that. All right. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading.